All right, guys, now we're in the podcast room with Mr. Juan Bautista, the great doctor here in the Central Valley. So, Doc, explain to me exactly what you do, what's your, I guess your clinic, what your primarily you do at your clinic.
Absolutely.
Welcome back to Get Fit in 30. I'm your host, Mike Rivera. Shout goes out to APL, the best shoe and athlete leisure out there. So guys, today we have a special guest from you. He is from the Central Valley. Guys, he went to Fresno State and played football. Yes, he played football there. His son actually played for the great Deion Sanders in Colorado. Okay guys, he plays a running back. Also, he has another son that's in Chicago right now that is becoming one of the best ballet dancers out there on the planet, people. He travels the world and helps others in their medicine when it's hard to reach areas, as far as the rural areas of Honduras and the locations of that. Yes, he is a physician, one of the best physicians in the Central Valley. Mr. Bautista, how's it going, sir?
What's going on? Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming, brother.
I'm ready to get going.
So tell me, we're gonna go straight into it. How does health and fitness relate in your day-to-day life as far as medicine goes, with your kids, all that good stuff? How does it help you advance?
Absolutely. You know, one of the things, whether you're studying for a bar exam as a law student or whether you're studying for a MCAT as a pre-med, if your body cannot handle the stress of something, you're not going to be at your best, right?
I love that.
So it's all about being optimal. And so if I'm going to give my patients that have cancer or they're trying to lose weight my best, right, I have to physically be at my best.
Correct. Dr. B, baby. Hey, so you know Dr. B played for the great Pat Hill, correct?
Oh yeah. Oh, Coach Hill's the man.
So what position did you play?
So I was a defensive back. I was a corner.
DB?
Yeah, I was a DB.
Right.
Yeah, but Coach Hill, man, some of the things that he instilled in me as an athlete, I still use as a physician, right? And so that toughness, that mentality that he's pushed for so many years, the same thing. You know, I used to say, if I could hit a 300-pound lineman, I could definitely hit a 300-page book.
I love that. This is the best in the valley right here, people. So we're gonna start off. Well, let's go with this. Your favorite workout to do in the gym and why?
So I'm a huge fan of obviously incorporating with health. So I love high intensity interval training.
Okay.
HIIT. One of the main reasons for it, it's medically has been shown to do a lot of things. One of them, big study of in Tel Aviv, Israel, showed a reduction of metastatic cancer, meaning cancer spreading, almost about 78%. High intensity interval training. I saw your amazing podcast or post on VO2 max.
Yes.
One of the best ways of increasing your VO2 max is high intensity interval training. And I actually don't like it, but that's why I do it. If you only do what you like, you're never gonna grow.
He's a little educated, just a little bit, people. So from there, I'm gonna show you some plyo measures that he's about to do. Since I love that. So it's gonna be simple for you viewers at home. Remember, 30 to 45 seconds is on your clock, 3 to 4 rounds, or 10 to 15 reps. So all he's gonna do is explosive, coming out, back with the slight burpee. Out, back with the slight burpee. Now, remember, take your time at home. He's gonna take his time today. 30 seconds on the clock. Ready? Let's get it.
Go.
Good, up, back, and burp. Excellent. He's doing a full burpee too. He went all the way down. He said, Mike, you went halfway. There we go, baby.
I'll do half one for you here.
Oh, I love it. See, guys, he even has enough oxygen to keep the conversation going through his workout.
That's right.
That's right, baby. I can dig it. You have 10 seconds to go, sir. Push through the pain, get to the gains, baby. After you're done with that, you're gonna take down there. We have mountain climbers in place. Remember, guys, they have no clue the workouts I'm gonna get them before they come on the show. Okay? Last one, we're gonna hang it down and mountain climb. Climb it, baby. There we go. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7. Dr. Juan Bautista. Yeah, baby, that is fine. 3, 2. There we go. Easy,
all right,
huh?
Good stuff, yeah.
See, he doesn't like to tell you guys, but he wakes up around 4:35 a.m., gets to AP, that's Athletic Performance here in Clovis, California, and does a workout, sometimes by himself, correct?
Yeah, it's actually it's the one time that I get my alone time, so I like to do it in the morning.
I love that. I'm gonna let him catch his breath here for 10 seconds. It's a good thing. So with that being said, do you like to have a workout partner Or you like more of your solo?
I usually like to work out alone. That's just me, myself, you know. But many people, just like you need a study buddy, there's nothing wrong. It's whatever gets you to the gym.
He's right with that one. So for me, I like to do the same. I like to isolate because most guys, if you're in the gym, what are you doing? Either on your phone or you're talking the whole time. And it's cool to catch up if that's what you're going to do. But particularly he's like myself, we like to isolate, get it in, get out, 30 to 45 minutes out the way.
You got it, absolutely.
We're going to do one more exercise before we go to commercial break. So all Juan is going to show you now, he's going to do a side lunge, squat jump, side lunge, squat jump. Nice and easy, taking his time.
You got it.
Explosive, plyometric, and functional. For the viewer at home, put 30 seconds on the clock, 3 to 4 rounds. Ready?
Yep.
And let's get it, baby. So side, come back, explode up, keeping it nice and easy. Pop it, drop it, side. Excellent. He's smooth with it, baby. Remind you, he is a doctor over here, people. A doctor. How many doctors? Scratch that. Can your doctor do this? I'm just saying. 4, 3, 2, 1, and breathe. With that being said, I'm gonna let Juan get some water over here. Take a little breather, and we'll be right back. We're back, guys. So now I challenge Juan to some jump roping. And I challenge you at home too. So Juan's gonna do it for 30 seconds, okay? It's not gonna be 15 reps, it's 30 seconds. Then from there, he's gonna do skates to a single leg burpee. Now, what that looks like is we're coming across, going down to a burp, coming across, coming down to a burp. Now, he may not do it as smooth as I just did, but
I'm gonna try.
He's gonna try his best. Remember, the man is how old?
45?
God, he's up there, guys. So I'm 41, you know, but yeah, so we're gonna start with jump rope first.
All right.
All right, kids? 30 seconds is on the clock. Get it. And so Juan, you were talking about.
Yeah, so one of the reasons, Mike, I like high intensity interval training is we think that because of what's called oxygen steal, it takes some of the sugar or the glucose away from cancer cells. So if you were to monitor cancer, we do that with a PET scan, right? That's radioactive or tagged glucose.
10 seconds.
So the more you can do high intensity interval training, you take some of this oxygen and glucose from cancer cells.
Oh, I love that.
Love it, man.
I love that. And relax.
Then I might even,
And he was there, now he's not tired, see? 3, 2, breathe. Again, forget this, how many 45-year-olds can do that? I don't know. So from there, guys, he's going to the skates. Now, for you at home, remember, I advise you to have an instructor or trainer watching you do this to watch your form and technique. Be careful and be safe, please. And remember, this is a more advanced exercise that we're about to do.
All right.
Go on, take your time and control.
So we're gonna go.
Slow and steady. Good. Good, I love it, I love it. Now remember, guys, he's doing skates to a single leg burpee, working his hip flexors, quick twitch muscles, functional movement, and functional flexibility all at one time. Good, he's gonna go about 4 more, kids. 4 more. Got it, Doc? I see you, Doc. There we go. 2 to go. Easy money, easy money. Last one. Good, and breathe. Whew. Okay, I love it. Dr. Juan Bautista here in Fresno, California. Guys, we're about to deep dive in the podcast room. We're gonna tell you all about Juan and how he got to where he is today and what his future looks like soon. See you then.
So I kind of have these two different practices. One of them is predominantly longevity medicine, right?
Okay.
So longevity medicine, really focusing on optimizing, your health. It's not so much about living longer, but living better.
Okay.
And the other 2 days a week, I focus mainly on taking care of the community. Have a dedication to take care of our elders and the underserved. And at both clinics, I take students. Those are pre-med, medical students, nursing students, just to kind of give them some exposure on both sides of the field of medicine.
I love that. And so I was looking at your shirt. Is the Bautista Foundation?
Yeah, the Bautista Foundation. We're a 501c3, a nonprofit, and we take students every year to different countries. We've gone to Cuba, Colombia, Honduras, and what we do, it works twofold. We do big surgical procedures on people with wounds,
right,
but we also get to expose students from the Central Valley. So this way, when they're applying to nursing school, medical school, they have a stronger application.
I love that.
Yeah.
And let's switch it up a little bit, just because I had one of my clients on here. Her name is Miss Amber Contino. Shout goes out to you, young lady. What is your belief about Ozempic and those kind of products?
Yeah.
Okay.
What Ozempic is, what the derivatives of Ozempic are.
Ozempic is a weight loss medication, also used for diabetes.
Okay.
The one that I actually took was called Saxenda, and it's not technically a diabetic medication. It's a daily injection, and it's made for kids.
Okay.
It was like more of like a kid-based one, so it was a little bit like safer.
So those products right there, they're called glucagon-like peptides, right? So these GLPs or these peptides, they've really made a big impression lately. And when they're done properly, and I'll explain that shortly, they do amazing work. But it has to be done properly. And what does that mean? Well, one, these things work on decreasing your appetite, right? We need to eat. And specifically, we need to eat protein, right?
Yes.
Protein is one of those macronutrients that as we age, our recommendations actually increase, our requirements increase. So let's go from 0.8 milligrams per kilogram to about 1 to 1.1. So if you're going to eat less, you need to make sure you're cognizant about your protein intake.
And so what's the myth that, because I used to tell Amber, Amber, you lost your butt. So what is the myth that you lose more muscle, 40% muscle?
So you can lose muscle, and that's why I'm saying, so there's...
Did you lose muscle first and then fat?
Well, so that's the thing. So if we were to starve ourselves, your body will lose weight. It doesn't mean it's healthy. So you want to make sure you're monitoring that, whether it's a DEXA, we use body composition analyzers, all those things. So yes, you're absolutely, you want a baseline of your muscle mass so that as you're losing weight, you're losing fat, as you stated, and not muscle, right? The other thing is there's so many people, as we age, you're going to hear our friends saying, oh, just do a whole bunch of cardio.
Right.
Cardio, I'm not saying it's bad, but it's actually detrimental to muscle mass, right?
Correct.
So it's very important these patients or clients get a trainer like yourself that incorporates strength training and resistance training. That's very, very important. So yes and no, these medications can do wonders. They're amazing, but they have to be done properly. There's no easy fix.
But like any other medication, you should be able to wean off, correct? You don't want to stay on this forever.
And you're going to see some people, so these medications, they've been around for quite some time. They've just gotten a lot more popular because the first medications, the diabetic dose was down here. The weight loss dose was way up here. Well, now they're pretty similar. And so, they've gotten really, really popular, but you're absolutely right. Now, a diabetic, they've had enough death of beta cells in the pancreas, they most likely will be on it forever. Now, somebody that's doing it for weight loss, you're going to see off-label where they'll take the shot maybe once a month, once every 2 weeks. But I 100% agree with you. It's about getting your body the tools that it needs and doing the things properly.
Correct.
Right? The other thing that I would say is, we live in a society where everything is more, right? More bread, more tortilla, more pasta. We have to start training our body and our brain, right, to work on portion size. Even a rabbit will get fat in a garden, right? Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
A rabbit getting fat in the garden.
Right? So it's about portion control as well as, of course, what we put into our mouth.
That's true. I love that. I love that analogy, Doc. So, to another story. Your son plays for the great Deion Sanders in Colorado.
Absolutely.
How does he like that experience? How does he like the transition? Now, remind me, is he from Fresno? From Chi-Town. Okay. So how does he like that experience coming from Chicago?
We're definitely blessed, and Coach Sanders and the whole staff, now Coach Falk, has been so good to my son.
That's Marshall Falk.
Marshall Falk, absolutely. And what I tell people is this, most of what we hear is what we see from, the internet, right?
Correct.
What I can say firsthand is, my son prays every morning and every evening as a team. He's not allowed to curse in front of female staff. He has a 4-point-something GPA. So he's been really good to myself. And so what I tell people is, you know, before a judgment is made on a character, right, it'd be the same as our kids being in 8th grade and someone bullying without really knowing that person.
Right.
You know, us as adults, we have to be very careful what we hear on social media. If there's more good that's coming out of it, then hey, man, you know.
That's true. That's true. A lot of fake news in some situations, I guess you would say, especially going on with Dion and his kids and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and even that, I'll say it. I know it was a touchy subject. People have asked me, they say, "Oh, what do you think about, you know, the situation?" And I say, he is exactly where God wants him to be, right? And I think once we get off of that plan, we want it the way we want. Never works, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and just because of this story, another gentleman got to celebrate being the first-round pick.
Correct.
And just because of this story, you know, we might be able to see someone perform where, again, it's not about money. So, I'm a fan of the way, you know, life has a way of humbling us, right?
Yeah.
And
God's timing is always on time.
God's timing, you got
always. And your other son.
Yeah.
Now your other son, he's dances in
he dances
Chicago.
ballet for Joffrey Ballet, and you know, it's so cool to see. He's, you know, 22 years old and living his dream. And I told him that, I say, son, it's while you're young, your body's capable of doing it. So do it, you know. And you know, the way it all kind of goes together is, you know, when I was a young athlete, I think we all like to work out as athletes, right?
Correct.
But once you really start tying in nutrition, right, and then and I didn't say the diet word, nutrition. And then the second thing is, the third thing, is recovery. Right. Once you start learning how to get in that parasympathetic tone, stress reduction, letting your body recover, man, that's when you really start recognizing health.
Right, and mind you, guys, he has the best recovery clinic also here in town, as far as crowd chambers, red light therapy, infrared, all that good stuff.
Thank
right,
you, yes.
right. He really does. I've tried it out. So with that, your father.
Yeah.
Now, is that? I hear your father's a great physician here in town too.
Yeah.
Now, is that why you went in that direction of medical and stuff like that?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, as a kid, I said, I never want to become a doctor. I said, no way, man. But I saw how he helped out the community, and he's a really, you know, not just because of my father, he's helped, you know, tons of students, many patients. And what happened is, as I was continuing my education, I said, you know, if he passes away, that's one thing that's certain, we'll all die one day. Who's going to continue this dream of helping others, right? Right. And when I say helping others, not necessarily our 9 to 5 when we're working, but there's a lot of pro bono cases we do every week, every month. You know, different surgical procedures, not just when I go to Honduras, but here in Central Valley, here in Chicago. And we need to keep those things going. So yeah, he's the one, you know, that kind of got me going on it.
I love that. And I believe, is your brother a doctor too?
Yeah, my older brother.
3 doctors.
Yeah, no,
Batista.
Yeah, but you know what the funny thing about him, you know, he's a very bright guy, physician, a lawyer, commander of the military, but he's also a musician. And so he always tells people that, you know, I'm a musician before I'm any of those other ones. So we have to continue to support our kids on all that stuff, right? But the other thing I talk about, my brother, if you met him, you'd love him. You know, doesn't act like a doctor. It's potential. Are you living up to the potential that God gives you? And for him, man, he's a bright guy. So he's definitely, some people say overachiever. I say absolutely not. He's living up to his potential.
I love that, man. Man, Doc is very detailed in his answers, kids. So if you had to pick, as far as medicine goes, anything as far as the practice, what is your favorite?
Anything
to do with your practice. So the clinic, you know, helping out others, traveling the world, as far as the weight loss stuff. Right. What would your favorite be? Well, or all of them?
Actually, that's what I'm saying. My favorite thing is that my ADD kicks in, and I like doing a little bit of everything.
Oh, so everything.
Right? I love one day that I can enjoy life at a hot dog stand or the most expensive steakhouse, right? Yes. That's the way I look with patients. You know, one of the things that I instill in my patients, and there's one person I'm going to talk about. Her name is Paige Lawson. Awesome nursing student. And I remember seeing her treating some of my poorest patients the exact same way she treats some of my richest patients. And that's what makes a good healthcare provider. Just because people are poor doesn't mean they deserve poor healthcare. But also the way you treat someone, whether they're homeless or whether they're the president of a university, should be the same. And that's what I love to see from students. And I give her a little shout out there.
I love that.
Yeah.
And with that, now, LA Rams, you know, NFL, I say LA Rams because he had one of the guys that he houses. You house different guys getting ready for pro day, correct? For 3 months in Fresno to keep them focused and isolated before they go to the pros. Right. And he brought a couple of them to my client night. I do a client appreciation every year, and we had a big client night a couple of years ago, and He brought, remind me of his name.
Omar Speights. He's a starting linebacker for the LA Rams. Yep.
Starting linebacker for the LA Rams. Omar, what's up, baby?
Yeah.
But I know he was a great soul,
Yeah.
and everybody else that you brought. How do you like doing that? And how did you even get into that?
Yeah, well, you know, it's funny is most people, they'll actually send me patients, whether it's boxing, track, football, when they're injured and they're having difficulty recovering. And so what we really focus on is optimizing your body, whether it's through micronutrients, magnesium, zinc, vitamin D, whether it's recovery, right, that's big, and then also nutrition. And so we kind of get these young athletes, to optimize their health, maybe work on their bumps and bruises, and get them in that mental mindset of how to really meet that potential that we talk about.
Right.
And so far it's been great, and it keeps me young.
Yeah, man.
Keeps me on top of my game, so I love it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And I've had a chance also to share Jose Ramirez with Doc here and different trainers. But Jose Ramirez, a boxer here in the Central Valley, former unified champion of the world, and he also has Ortiz, correct?
Yeah, Virgil Ortiz.
Ortiz, he's the 154 champion, I believe, right now.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right, and so Doc has been able to have everybody from the NBA, NHL, soccer, all this good stuff, come to him because of everything that he exudes. A good soul, a good vibe, and again, he practices the work of Jesus Christ. That same with I do.
Appreciate it, yeah.
And with people like him, guys, we have to keep giving back. He's one of those guys that keeps giving back to the community and shows people that no matter what, you have to be passionate about something. He's passionate about people. All right. So the challenge of the day, Doc. We're gonna take you to the corner over here.
All right.
So, guys, I do a challenge with my people every week, and so he has no clue what we're gonna do. Okay. Just to let you know, 60 seconds is coming up.
You got it.
So now, what he's going to do is work on his stabilization and functional movement. Yes, this is a weighted bar. The bar weighs 15 pounds. Last time we did this, we had Marcus Anthony try it out.
Okay.
We didn't do it with this, we did it with dumbbells. Marcus didn't make it too long. He lasted 15 seconds. But I did burpees just because. So, if you can't do it, I always do burpees.
Okay, you got it.
Or if you do it, I do burpees. If you can't, you do burpees.
Oh, shoot, okay.
Okay, that's how that works. So 30 seconds is going to be on the clock. His knee is going to be up, and he's pressing up and down for 30 seconds continuously without touching the ground.
Wow. All right, we got it.
It's up to you.
Awesome.
So the right knee is going to be elevated.
okay.
30 seconds is going to be on the clock.
Yep, tell me when. We ready?
And let's get it.
All right. So
And we're pressing. We're pressing it up and down like a military press. Perfect. Keeping that toe dorsal. There we go. Perfection. So, guys, Doc is 45 years old, okay? He's a physician here in town and a former athlete at Fresno State under Pat Hill. His stabilization is in question. Like, can we zoom in on that foot? Those are Jordans, aren't they? I think those are Jordans.
Those are Jordans.
Okay, Doc has some swag.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. In 4, 3, 2, and he did it. Oh, I love it. He finished that challenge pretty easy, guys. Thanks, Doc, for coming through.
Thank you so much for having me.
We appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
I was going to do those burpees, but it's not going to happen. I'll see you next time.